Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play the Spirit Engine 2. On this episode we shall be leaving, finally, Porto Vale and all of its pleasures. Let's go. Chapter 6. On Top of the World. Little Hampton. Here we go. Oh, Shandu, are you okay? The dream was so vivid. Clearer than the last, and yet still more incoherent and chaotic. Ah, the noise! The smell, the relentless movements. The form strengthens with each passing night. Why do I keep seeing these things? Who and what is placing them inside of my head? What must I do to make them leave me alone? Am I imagining these nightmarish visions? Are my worst fears manifesting themselves as a false history? Was it the truth? Come back to haunt me. They would not tell me what I did. Whatever it was, it must have been monstrous beyond belief. Perhaps it doesn't not matter whether these images are memories, or some psychosomatic fulfillment. I don't want these thoughts anymore. I'm a different person now. Why can I not escape these strangers' past? Could nothing short of death free me from it? It is late in the morning. Too late. I must hurry downstairs before the others become suspicious. There are more important matters to attend to than my peace of mind. Shandu. Morning already? For a moment, I fully forgot where I was. I would have liked to forget for a while longer. I had an awful, restless dream last night, but it wasn't half as peculiar as the reality that preceded it. Did I just wake up or just fall asleep? Why am I here? I'm no hero. I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The little girl inside me wants to crawl back into bed and close her eyes until this all goes away. But if I've learned anything from this wasted youth of mine, it is that you can't rely on other people to fix the problems you choose to run from. So I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. Just seems to be the story of my life. Nothing that I've done so far has gone according to plan. I must as well keep on improvising. Countess will probably be downstairs already. I heard him moving around in the night. Doesn't sound like he got much sleep either. He's a great deal softer than he appears at first glance. If I hadn't spent this time with him, I might never have noticed. In all these years that I've spent drifting, I've rarely come close to anybody. Living life from one tavern to the next. Is that the way I want to stay? Or go to my grave a solitary old spinster? Perhaps that's why I feel so awkward around him. Am I becoming a lonely heart at the tender age of 27? What a depressing thought. I'd always assumed that I could wait until the right man came to me. But suddenly, in the glow of a burning city, time seemed so short. For goodness sake, this has to be the worst possible time to be thinking like this. I need to get out of bed and start thinking straight. We have much bigger things to worry about. I'm getting fat. Yet another wound that looks like it might scar. Perhaps I should have given it more attention when I received it, but I find it difficult to care. No one else will ever see it, and I've collected so many now that one more seems so little. What am I doing out here? The man that I've been for the past 15 years would have already left in search of a more rewarding venture. So what am I now? There's no longer any material gain left in this for me. Am I subconsciously seeking something else? Atonement for a litany of past sins? Simple companionship? I must admit that I find myself fond of the pair of them. Shandu is half the head case he appears, then he hides it well. The man beneath the mask seems surprisingly gentle. And then there's Charlotte. I can't even summon the courage to be honest with her. Am I afraid that she'll say no? I suppose that's likely. Perhaps I'm more afraid that she'll say yes. War is upon us, and suddenly all I can think of is Lucille and Jennifer. I'd always taken comfort in the thought that wherever they were safe. But I can no longer take that for granted. It's been 6 years now since I last saw my own daughter, and she must have grown up so much in our past time apart. Would I even recognize her? I doubt she will recognize me. I look no better a father than I was then. What should I do next? As always, I find myself in the dark, with important decisions to make. I'll have plenty of time to think about it, as we climb this wretched mountain. It looks cold outside. Good morning, Anshandu. Sorry I'm late. I had trouble getting out of bed. It's alright. I woke late myself. No harm has been done. I think we all needed the rest. And that fantastic meal last night, too. This place does the best home roast that I've ever tasted. Where's Kaltos? Don't worry, I'm up. Though I can't say that I'm awake yet. What are we doing here again? The plan is to scale the mountain before nightfall. It won't be easy, but we can manage it. The Institute is located near the summit. Heaven knows why they chose such a remote location, but that's where we're headed. I saw that mountain from my window in Shandu. It looks very tall and very cold, even at a distance. Are you sure we can scale it in one day? No, Kaltos, I'm not, but we can't afford to spend the night on slopes. I fear it will be too cold and too perilous without the sun above us. So we're climbing that mountain by nightfall, or not at all. Have you two noticed how quiet it is around here? The people seem so nervous. They look away quickly when you meet their gaze. I haven't asked yet, but I'm sure something must be wrong. Blah. I've noticed it too, Charlotte. I wouldn't say it was an unwelcome feeling, but I certainly think they'd rather we weren't here. They almost act as if they're guilty of something. Well, it's not my problem, whatever it is. We're just passing through, and the sooner the better. Indeed. Grab some food and let's get going. We have a long day ahead of us. Little Hampton. The last tulip guest house. Bed and breakfast for 12 credits. 12? Nope. 12 credits for this? I dare say that is too much. Meredith says he came crashing in through the upstairs window in a cloud of splintered woods, cloaked billowing, fang gleaming in the moonlight and hissing like a snake. Terrell leapt from the bed and rushed him with his sword, but the beast battled him inside as though he was a straw scarecrow. Poor Terrell cracked 3 ribs on his own fireplace, and was left a crumpled heap as the monster loomed over Meredith. It was only when the town woke and the fiends saw the tide of torches approaching that it turned and sailed away into the night sky. Perhaps the flames bring back bad memories for the beast. Lord preserve us! Who will the Count Vengeance claim next? Perhaps we deserve to be stalked by this horror. What fools we were to think that we could just take the torch to him and his family escaped unpunished. Ah. Oh. Sorry. Oh. Oh, very sorry. Oh, sorry. Goodness, that's an impressive looking break. It must have taken a lot of force to do that. What's going on here? It's nothing consequent, strangers. Trouble with the chill splinters. At the break of autumn, they often wander down from the main to cause trouble. I see. Those quite the little vandals, aren't they? I didn't realize they could climb so high. No wonder you're worried. They're nothing we can't handle. You 3 come on the Vale Road, didn't you? You must tell us what's happening up there. We've heard nothing for days. Even the newsprints are late. No one pays us mountain folk any attention until they need something from us. It's that tax office in spring, and mark my words, the situation as bad as Jeb says he heard, they'd be a draftsman from the army round soon enough. My husband was trying in Glenstenoth last week, and he should have been back by now. Please, tell us what you heard. I'm sorry, we don't know much more than you folk. The situation appears bleak, but Glenstenoth is in no immediate danger. The roads are very busy, though, so your husband is bound to be delayed. In such a time, it's mighty strange. I can't speak. To see folks as heavily armored as yourselves sheltering in our humble little village when so much would be happening out to the west. So, what are you doing here? We're looking to scale the mountain and visit the institute. You good people wouldn't be able to advise us on the best route up, would you? The mountain? No, it'd be no assistance to suicide. It's not advisable to go anywhere near Shadowmane at this time of year. The Sini are collecting food for the winter, and their tastes are none too fuzzy. So, unless you want to end up a rack of meat in their icy larders, you're best off turning back now. Or worse, if you run into the Count. Watch your tongue, Jamina! There's nothing to fear out on the slopes besides the Sini and the Chill Splinters, as you know well. Yes, there's a good reason the Institute was built at the Shadowmane's peak. They have a Ricari roosting up there and to keep them safe, but anything else moving on those slopes is taking a terrible risk. Some folks say that the Institute is sited there to keep interlopers out, but I expect it's in order to keep those oddballs in. It's an asylum of sorts, whose inmates not get far fleeing across the main. Those people have some mighty strange ideas. It's best for us all that they're kept out of society. Thank you for the warning. We'll just have to make do as best we can, because we intend to scale the mountain anyway. Very well. We cannot stop you, but don't say you weren't warned. The main is a cold and deadly splinter of rock. You'll not be the first or the last victim, she'll claim. Strange people are strange. Sorry to hear about your husband. He'll come home eventually. Hey, you. There. You're the three looking to climb Shadowmane, right? That's right. Why do you ask? Because your climb will eventually see you crossing paths with the Count, one way or another. The slopes are his now, and won't take kindly to trespassers. And because you look capable of doing what needs to be done, we, the townsfolk, have a favor to ask of you. None of the others will dare talk about it to outsiders. They're too frightened of the Counts, of each other, and of what they've done. I don't believe in murder. That's why I had no part in this originally, and why I feel free to speak to you here. But what's needed now isn't murder, but mercy. Mercy? What's happening? What's happened? What are you talking about? Can you see that ruined, blackened manor up on the mountainside? That's Castle Kristoff, home of the Kristoff family for 12 generations. They used to own the land above about here, till 5 years ago. You see, Count Kristoff was a harsh man. He gave little love and received little in return. In the winter of 728, word reached us that he was planning to sell the land upon which the town is built, and strip the valley for mining. The original lease was made to a distant ancestor of Kristoff, a kind of man who wouldn't have dreamed of selling the earth out from beneath the feet of his tenants and leaving thousands homeless. There was a panic in the town, anger and despair, and from it something dark was born, something that now haunts more than just our dreams. One bitterly cold and winter night, as the Kristoff clan assembled for their annual dinner in the castle, A mob of townspeople marched through the snow drifts up the mountains to surround it. Sorry. They brought torches and kindling wood. They barricaded the mighty oak door shut, piled wood around the windows, and set light to it. Within minutes, the flames had spread to the roof, and the castle went up with like a glorious bonfire. You could hear the screams of the Kristoffs from down here in the town. 4 generations of the family perished in that fearsome inferno, leaving naught but ashes and brick. Lady Kristoff was the last to die, so rumors say. She leapt screaming from an upper floor window and ran away into the night, a flailing, blazing human torch. They never did find her body. Doubtless she came across a ravine, and God willing, the fall finally killed her. Oh God, that's horrible. The entire family? How could anyone do such a dreadful thing? I make no judgment either way, young lady. When the authorities came round to sift through the wreckage and ask questions, I stayed quiet, for the good of my neighbors. Everyone did, and with no proof of any wrongdoing and the Kristoffs lying dead, ownership of the land reverted back to the government. That one wicked act brought the people and their children 5 more good years in this place. Until now. Suspicious fools used to say they heard Lady Kristoff wailing on the high winds late at night. Now, something more tangible and more dangerous stalks our village. Her husband has returned. The Count sweeps down from the mountain at night to attack the town. He's killed 8 so far, maimed 20 and injured our scared, witless many more. We cannot look to any official authority for help. I suspect that the beast sleeps during the day in the ruins of his former home, but none of the townsfolk have the courage to go near that place again. If you could surprise and slay that beast, you would be doing us a great service. You're asking us to risk our lives to cover this town's crime? For what these people have done, perhaps they deserve such a fate. It was a wicked act. But force any man into a corner as the Count did, and he is capable of terrible things. If you think not of them, then please think instead of the children who do not deserve to suffer for the sins of their parents. Either way, you may have little choice if you want to reach the Institute. The Kristoffs used to hold the master turnkey to the bridges they built on the southern slopes. Early one morning, this summer, the towns awoke to find them raised and locked. You can guess who's holding it now. So you want us to do your dirty work for you? Are you people really having so much trouble fending off a 5-year-old corpse? The Count is far from a corpse, good sir. He waits between the grave and the land of the living, no longer human. He has become a monster, the likes of which I fear even you 3 may not be able to handle. We shall see about this if and when we encounter him. We appreciate the warning, and we shall consider your proposition, sir. That is all I ask. Thank you, kindly. All right. Oh, another person to sell stuff to. Good. Alice Barnes. If you'll give me the favor of a moment's attention, we have a wide range of adventurers' equipment for sale, from swords to blessed rings. Please, there's not many strangers who stay long in Little Hampton, so your service would do me much good. Oh, great. Alright, let's do this quickly. 180 health. 125, party heal. Okay, what is this one? Dodge and blessing. Do you have anything you don't need? Let's go to this. Piercing concussive, dodge, strike, trick, staggering blow. Piercing concussive, piercing concussive. I like there's more damage. This does protection. That's a hard one. Okay, ooh. Yes. I would like that a lot. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, forgot to switch weapons there. There we go. Okay, sell the sword. Sell the belt. It's just party heal. Eh. Let's do that. Oh, wait. Ooh. Okay. Nah. 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 I don't think so. 38. 50. Yeah, no. So that's for the highest. That does. There you go. Alright. Alright, guys. I think that's done. A long episode, but hey, things happen. Anyways, thank you for watching. The next part will be riding up that mountain. Or not riding, climbing that mountain. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed this game, as you guys know. The game's pretty fun, to me at least. Even the challenging parts, even though they're like, oh my god, I need to get past it, are fun. So anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye.